Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Hey, this is Spiffy Vengeance, and I'm reporting for the Heikadelic Show. In behind me, you can see the War of the Worlds going on as we speak. It's amazing. It's a light show. It's over the Pickering Darlington nuke plant, but we're not sure what's going on. We think it's aliens, because if you watch, we've been watching this for almost an hour now, and the light show is incredible. What we thought was just a storm appears to be possibly alien invading the Durham region. This is Stiffy Vengeance, and I am going to try and stay awake and watch the show behind me, and hopefully I won't get probed. See you on the Heikadelic Show Monday night.
Hey,
Hey! Wow!
what's on here?
You guys look awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of the Heikadelic Show.
So Kathy's
Oh my
saying,
God, I'm having
what
technical
happened?
difficulties with my glasses here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on because there was a bit of a glitch going.
Yeah.
Trailers were all wanky and all over the place, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure that one out. And let's see what our compadre
Kathy?
Derek.
Thanks for
Hi,
being number
Kathy.
one.
Yeah, she's definitely number one.
See, it used to be
My
Derek.
opinion.
He used to be number one all the time. He always guessed the trivia, and now he's on
Yeah.
the show. So looks like you're next, Kathy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, she's
She's great at trivia, and she's always there
I don't
listening
know
to
who
us. So
Sandra's at, or who else used to come on a lot.
Deborah.
Deb, yeah. All on vacation.
Yeah, we're missing all the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh. Hang on, guys.
I could be doing this all night.
Yeah.
It even feels funny because my arm busted off my regular glasses. So I got these stupid bifocals on, so I have to look through the bottom of them to see you guys.
Derek, I see him sort of. He's a blank screen right now.
Wow, Kathy, flattering, but no. Oh, come on. You're a hell of a
There
lot
he is.
prettier
There
than
he
all
is.
of us guys.
My day's not. My Mondays aren't complete if we don't have a full
There's-
complement.
There's Susan.
Hello, Susan.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
back.
Stop putting me on, man.
Derek,
He's trying to fix everything.
he's trying to get dressed.
Oh my God, that's hilarious! Don't put me on yet. Piss
So
off.
we have
Leave me alone.
a guest. We have a guest on tonight, right?
Yes, we do. We have a guest on tonight. It's Ben Burgout, one of the representatives for the Ride for Dad. It's for prostate cancer, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks, June the 10th. And we're going to be chatting all about that. I've done the ride for quite a few years, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's all through the Kawarthas.
And what's Ben? Well, we'll talk to him when he gets on. But
Yeah.
what's his involvement? Is he one of the founders, or?
I don't believe he's a founder, but he's been on staff organizing and doing stuff for quite a few years now. Yeah. And he was one of the highest what do you call that? You get a lot of sponsors in, you know.
Okay, so what kind of bike does he have? Let's get down to the real deal here.
Well, he has I don't know the actual name of it, but it's
Maybe
a
we
Harley
don't
Davidson.
know.
No, it's a Harley Davidson, but it's a trike, and I know they have names, but I don't
Okay,
know the
cool.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck,
think I
that puts me on top.
I may have run into Ben once or twice. We'll see.
You might have. I had been on the show way back in the studio days. I had him in the studio.
Derek, what happened?
What happened? What do you mean? Monday.
You're usually on at like 9
It's
o'clock.
soccer night.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just got in the door, did you?
Yeah, they won. Well, it stopped really counting, but it was fucking 13-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Close game then.
That's great.
Not
No,
for the
well,
other
okay.
team, I hope.
No, but we got to the point like you put the defenseman up, right?
Yeah.
Switch it all around, right? So the kids,
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing as much, like on our side.
Yeah.
And even still, it just wasn't good. So we even like pass it around, boys, right?
Yeah. Are you still doing pickleball once in a while, or what?
No.
No.
Got soccer. on
Pickleball's
Monday,
out for now. So are you going to disappear for pickleball
Yeah.
again next year? Is that like a
Fuck, you never know. I don't know what I'm doing. For
Like-
You never know with Derek.
pickleball?
Oh yeah. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Thanks, George. Cheers.
I thought you were never
In
going to
case
ask
you guys
Michael.
didn't see that, but Ben fucking cheers and drank at the same fucking time as we did. Right on, Ben. I can see you, buddy.
Yeah, we can see him.
Shit,
Yeah,
we're
he's
good
just
Ben
he's
on.
just hanging out.
He's hanging out.
in the
Might as well
green
bring him
room
on.
until-
We'll hang out with him.
So now that we're done with the formality, Derek, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great, thank you.
Was
It was a busy weekend. I was in London Friday. Saturday did something else, and Sunday yesterday.
TFC game?
What?
TFC game.
Oh yeah, fuck! I went to the TFC game.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Was
a
that DC
TFC?
United?
Yeah, against DC United. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great game to go to. They won, but it was a good game. Like
Yeah.
they won 2-1.
Okay,
Oh, that's
yeah.
okay. So it's tight.
Yeah, but it was a good game too, though. It was really back and
Right
forth, right? And
Yeah.
at
Right
the
on.
end, DC actually was. I thought they were going to do it. Thought they were going to tie
Putting
it
the
up.
pressure on, were they?
Yeah, it was a good game. And I don't know if you
Right
guys have you guys ever been to a TFC game?
Yeah. I know they're doing crap
I know
this
you
year.
have, George, but these guys up here,
Oh,
you guys,
okay,
have
yeah.
you guys been to one?
No.
Okay, so
What's
soccer is way different, right?
I've never understood TFC. I know what soccer is. So what's TFC stand for? Toronto.
Football Club.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, is that arena ball?
Huh?
Is it arena ball?
Stadium.
Oh, it is a stadium. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like you got your big fucking seats, isn't it?
That's the,
right, George, am I correct?
What's that?
That's considered a stadium, right?
Oh, yeah, it's BMO Field. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh, it's
the
at
stadium
BMO, yeah.
on the C&E grounds, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where they used to do baseball, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
close
I
to
would
the
love
highway.
to go
but
see
yeah.
a game. You know that? I'd
Yeah.
love to go see a game.
Okay,
I'd be
so
into it if
when
we
you're in
wanna
the
do
crowd,
an outing.
though, it's like just
Yeah.
okay. So when you're up, we were up high, right?
Yep.
And when you're up there, like there's no speakers or nothing, so you're literally just watching the game, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the crowd, right?
Well,
You're
what,
just
why don't we,
Hey, whoa! You know, like,
let's
fucking awesome.
plan an outing and we can all get in a minivan or a bus and hold hands. But,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. I love football. I just, I love it.
yeah, no,
I'd love to go see a soccer game there. That would be really cool.
No, so
I
my son
love
got to carry out
football
the
as
flag.
much as I
It's the
hate
soccer
hockey.
team.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, right? Not everybody gets to do that, so.
Hey, James.
Mr. Boone.
Mr.
So-
James, I'll be seeing you in a couple months too.
Wow.
Okay, so let's get to the
So
formality.
let's do that. Let's get all that shit organized. We'll do a soccer date. That would
Yeah,
be fucking cool.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Do a soccer date. All right.
Yeah, I'm in
We'll
for
probably
that.
do for a visit up at Danny's too, right? Because it's that time of the year. But
Yes, and
You might
I
have a
just
better chance getting us together to watch a soccer game rather than fucking go to it.
yeah,
Oh, come on.
yeah.
I'm just trying to be realistic. The
Well,
four of us haven't even been in a room together.
I know. Well, we have to plan something here. I just spoke with Danny, and he had a car show last Sunday
Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't invite
at the
me.
restaurant. Yeah, I
Okay.
saw the pictures. It looked like there was a ton of Corvettes there. So he's planning another one, hopefully this Sunday. So if it happens, I'll let you know.
Well, I
For
put my
you
car
people
up this
that
week.
that's okay, you can still drive it there, right?
You know, it's funny because
Lindsay's
there's so
having
many-
a burnout contest.
No, mine's not a burnout car. It's
Do
a
you
good
remember?
one.
And
do you
that's-
remember the burnout, the smoke show contest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're having one, man, and I haven't fucking been to one for forever, and I want to go.
Well, we're hoping to get one rolling at Danny's this year too.
Yeah, if he does
Yeah.
a burnout contest, I'm there for sure. That's my.
We
shit,
already
eh?
spoke about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wants to do a burnout contest as well.
There you go.
I did okay. So I had a buddy who had he had a Monte Carlo, and he did a one wheel peel, and I had a Chevette, and I did a one wheel peel, and it was like way better. Everybody thought it was him smoking out, but it was me. So he drove off, and the cloud just stayed there. And they're like, "What the hell, right?" And then all of a sudden, this little Chevette pulls out.
I think George is entranced in his own smoke show right now, but it's got probably a brass pole in the middle of them.
No,
Oh,
I'm just checking some details, some research that I should have done earlier.
Gotcha.
In case I get
Gotcha.
listening.
We should probably. Oh,
Hey, Junior.
Yeah, look at the time.
I
man.
just
Holy
commented
crap.
on one of your posts. Chin up, my friend.
Yes, we missed you last week, buddy.
Brighter days ahead.
Ring a ding ding, ting a ling ling.
So
right.
speaking of
That counts a
ding-a-lings,
thing.
how about we turn it around and do a backside?
Oh, that was a bad segue.
That was a horrible segue, and I was setting up for the segue. But hang on a sec. We're going to get
Do the intro.
in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi there, my name's Mr. Wiggleton, and I'm actually the producer and janitor here at the Heikadelic Show. But anyhow, I think it's good, but it really it's pretty late show, so I don't even watch it myself, so I have no idea what it's about. But that Heiko guy, he's pretty smart. He is pretty smart. He doesn't pay me well, but he's pretty smart.
He's a pretty fart smeller. Yeah, that rings.
Hey folks, it's time for George's backside, my favorite part of the show. So sit back and have a look at his backside, and you can catch George out in the clubs DJing, that's right, flipping those discs, and whatever else he does. But hey, right now, I just want you to focus on his backside and come up with some answers.
Well, I was just actually checking a few on Wikipedia that in case I get asked questions about the recording artist or artist.
okay,
You're not giving anything about of this album.
So for
Is that
Ben
the
who's
recording
watching,
artist? Is
and
that what
all
first
the other-
question, though, is that the recording artist?
Yes.
Neil Young.
okay, so
That
for all
is
the
the
all the
recording
fans out there,
Yeah.
and for Ben, this is the backside of an LP,
Yeah.
and you got to guess what the LP and band is.
Yeah. Well, not the LP, but who the artist is.
Yeah, who the artist is.
On the front, at the front.
It's Bruce.
Hang on, we've had what was it? What was
Bruce
the first?
Springsteen.
Oh, Neil Young, right? That's the first buzz in 2 weeks. That.
I know, but you got smoked the last couple of weeks.
Bruce Springsteen.
How's it feel,
Bruce
George?
Springsteen. That feels better now.
Hey,
All right,
It's not Bruce.
Okay,
George is on a roll. Two
uh,
buzzes in a row.
is it a North American artist? Do we want to? Do you want? Is it a North American?
Yes, he is.
They are. Okay,
Yeah.
is it a band or is it a solo artist? It is a solo artist.
Solo.
Okay, are they new or old?
Solo.
Well, this particular album is the first one recorded. This was 1978.
That was recorded. How old is that album? Like, I mean,
1978.
No.
Bob Dylan.
Is that their first album?
It's the first album, yeah.
That's their first album. So 1978. So they're an 80s band.
Artist.
That's not Paul Newman, is it?
Okay. Did you hear that?
Sorry, no. I was Gary Newman. I'm thinking Gary Newman.
So Kathy's saying UK.
Gary Newman's older than that.
I think we said US, right?
US, yeah.
And it's an artist, not a band.
Yeah, it's a
solo artist.
Solo, we can't hear him.
He, I think. Well, this came out in the UK. I think he had his first initial success in the UK, and then was much. You know
what? We ought to slip Ben in here and then introduce him later, just because I feel he's going to know this artist. Oh,
right.
Paul Simon.
Oh.
Paul Simon.
Wow.
All right.
Kathy got whacked. Woo!
It's not Billy Joel either.
It's Billy Joel.
It's not Billy Joel.
Hey, Ben, do you know who it is?
Oh, fine. Yes, but do you know who it is, Ben?
Hi, Ben.
Ben, you got it?
Do you know who
That's
it is,
the
Ben?
backside of the album. It's an American solo artist from the 80s.
Not John Prine.
John Prine. Yeah.
John Prine.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry, Ben.
No.
That's a buzzer.
Blood Rock Sausage.
Blood Rock Sausage. I'm still looking
let's
for
ask
an album.
some more
by-
questions. So, are they still touring today?
I would think so. Yeah, still going today. Yeah.
So this is a solo artist from the late 70s, early 80s. So
Yes, yeah. Late 70s was his debut, and then through the 80s he was huge. Come on.
David Bowie.
Okay, wait a second. No, look at the color of his hair. I'm gonna think that's like a Mellencamp, a Cougar, or whatever you want to call it.
John Mellencamp.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
That's my official guess.
Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Oh,
You're officially right.
Okay.
There you go.
He's still Johnny Cougar then.
There you go.
Johnny Cougar.
Yeah, and that's Rod Stewart's record label, Riva Records.
Rimmer? What was
Riva.
it?
Riva.
Sorry.
Yeah, Riva.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if you would have brought it in close like that, we could have read the songs and we would have guessed it.
You're cheating.
That all these years old and look.
You want to know something? Okay, so I play one of his songs, and we just picked it up fairly quick. Like it was probably 2 weeks before our first show, and I'm like, hey man, we have to play this song. And it's Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
By them, right? Or by him.
Yeah, it's Cherry Bomb.
What a great song. People love dancing to it. It's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was like 83, I think. Oh no.
So
that's actually probably closer to the 90s. Like that would be late 80s.
So we've got some Twitchers watching right now. So
Ooh, are they twitching?
they're not tweakers, they're Twitchers.
All right.
Twitch.
No, from Twitch and YouTube.
So Ben,
so now we've brought our guest in early. We brought Ben in to do the backside. So let's introduce Ben. Here he is.
Hey Ben.
Hey
Hi,
Ben.
everybody.
how are you tonight?
Cheers, everyone.
Oh, we got it. We got it. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
If you're gonna say cheers, you got to do it.
Yes, but do not drink and ride, right?
That's right.
No. And Ben is here on behalf of the Ride for Dad, correct?
Yeah, Durham Ride for Dad.
And what exactly
And,
is that?
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get something.
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah, you go get something.
Inspired me. Hang on.
Okay.
Durham Ride for Dad.
He's got to get his motorcycle vest. You watch. Oh,
Uh-oh.
what happened? We lost
Okay,
him.
so I think I think I was trying to get Ben's attention. I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not cutting out or anything?
No.
Okay, because I was trying to get Ben. So maybe we're just having problems. Maybe Ben's just got a little connection problem.
That's possible.
Yeah, because I said a couple times I tried to ask him direct questions, and it was like, "Hi Ben, how are you?" Right, and he didn't hear me, so maybe it was a connection.
Yeah, I think it is because we just lost him, so he might have some crap going on down there.
Yeah, hey Ben, if you can hear us or whatever,
I hope he can figure out just to go back in.
Yeah. So, anyways, how was your guys' weekend?
I've had a really busy week, man. I finished interlocking patio, and I did a giant fire pit for somebody. I got some great pictures on my phone. He kind of left me he had material there. He had this and this, and he wanted the patio made a little bigger because he got the hot tub on there and furniture. So they just bought a bunch of material and let me go at it, and they loved it.
Yeah.
So then he goes, I got a big fire pit up on the hill up there, and I got this vision. He says, I want it to look like a sun. And I go, all right. So he had all these old, they're long rectangular stones, like they're a good 4 inches thick, but maybe again like 4 or 5 inches wide and long. And then there was a bunch of ones that were busted. So there was like 8-inch, 7-inch, 2-inch, and all these different sizes.
Yeah.
So what I did is I laid them from the center, I laid them outwards, right? And then I'd have like a long one, and I'd take a couple little broken pieces and put them on the end. Yeah. So it actually, when it was done, and there's like a black crushed granite in between them and around it does look like flames almost. It's really cool. I wish I could show you the picture.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
One day.
So they're pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That sounds awesome.
And then I just built some flower boxes for the town of Cannington, like the ones that are out on the street.
Nice.
So I got them stacked up in the driveway, waiting for them to be picked up.
Yeah.
And
you broke your glasses.
I got look at one arm.
Yeah. What'd you do? Did you get hit in the side of the head?
Yeah, the wife cold cocked me.
Do you want to know about a cold cock? Okay, this happened at work. Ooh. One day I used to we used to build bridge girders out of concrete, right? So you have to do with like a metal frame, and then you add the concrete, blah blah. Anyways, so you have to cure them in 100% moisture. So they have to be wet the whole time and slowly dry because the chemicals in the concrete heat up and make it dry, right? And if it dries too quick, it cracks. So, I forgot what
bikers on the right side here.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, I walked in, and
nice one, Ringo.
Was moving the hoses down along the bridge girders, and his it's a 2x4 basically. It's a fucking 12-foot 2x4. Fell, came down, hit me in the face, and knocked my tooth out.
Ouch!
Wow.
Yeah. So I got hit in the face with a 2x4 and lost my tooth.
Well, that's why you're so damn cute.
Yeah.
Somebody got hit in the face with a 2x4.
So let's get back to Ben. Tell us about the ride for Dad, buddy.
Hey, Ben.
I disappeared into the cyberspace. I don't know what happened there, but thanks to Cindy. She'll be back. Hi.
So I'm just gonna show you my.
What's that? Yeah,
so this is my old hubby vest
talking
here.
about Ride for Dad.
Yeah,
cool.
So, yeah, I got all my.
Nice.
We need to get you one of these patches here.
Oh yeah.
We need to get you a Ride for Dad patch.
Yeah, I have. I've got so many I haven't sewn on, but it's. I sold my Harley last year. I broke my shoulder and decided, okay, that's it for me for now. But now I'm looking at it, buying another one. So,
good boy.
Yeah. But it's funny because my cut here is massive. It's oh gosh, like I'm swimming in it. So I
Oops.
gotta get it taken in a lot. So there we go.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Wow.
tell me,
With the excess material there, you can make your set of underwear and a beanie.
no, I can make my own chaps, my assless chaps, right? Just saying. So yeah, the club I used to ride with was these guys here. Woo.
Oh, Durham
I've heard of them.
Oh, yeah.
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 Right on.
Yeah, we kind of disbanded in 2010ish or something like that. So, but yeah, I still stay in touch with a couple of the guys. Bulldog president and KC, and yeah, it's really, really.
Well, look, I got my fancy shit on too. Look at this.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go. Brian.
there you
Your
go.
volunteer shirt.
Ride for Dad.
Yeah,
Huh?
for
I
sure.
got a pirate on.
Full pirate.
Do you know why pirates are called pirates, Ben?
Arr, I don't know why.
Because they are.
Arr.
There you go.
So,
away with a lifelong joke, bud.
See, there you go.
I know, right?
Proof I've
Let's-
done the
let's-
Dragon's Tail many, many times.
Okay.
So Ben.
So one more time, let's try it. Tell us about the Ride for Dad.
Yeah. Let's,
Okay,
let's hear
well,
what right for that.
someone asked if I was one of the founders. No, I'm a volunteer. I've been a volunteer for the last over 10 years now, I think.
Wow.
Now, I'm a prostate cancer. Well, we'll get into that too.
Yep.
Once I was had my episode with the prostate cancer, I got involved. But the first ride was in Ottawa in 2000. And that was the first Ride for Dad. That's where it originated. Now it's spread right across Canada. And I sit in the executive of the Durham chapter. I'm the volunteer coordinator there. And I'm also a prostate cancer survivor. And so far, Ride for Dad has, where's it here? Oh, we've raised, and we're talking across Canada now, $37 million for prostate cancer research and awareness.
Oof.
And which is amazing, right? And when you look at our little chapter, when Ottawa gets like 1,000 riders plus, we are lucky to get a couple hundred riders. Our little chapter has raised close to $700,000 towards prostate cancer research and development, research and awareness.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's a real fun day. It's a great ride, and like I said, Heiko said we're up around the quarters and that, and then we're back. And there's 50-50. There's the silent auction. There's a big barbecue. This year there's a live band, which is very cool. And when you look at the statistics, prostate cancer will affect 1 in every 7 men in Canada. And everybody knows 7 men. And what is it? Every day, 13, what is it? Every day, 12 men die from prostate cancer. Now, you may say, when's the last time any of you heard anybody dying of prostate cancer? You usually don't hear that, although you do, but not normally. But you do hear people dying of bowel cancer and bladder cancer and liver cancer and lung cancer and bone cancer. And prostate cancer is very unique, and it has a signature that they can, if someone has these other cancers, they can tell them where it originated. And this is where it happened. This is why the numbers are so high.
Right.
It's one of the most curable. If it's a 95% curable, if caught early enough. And I'm going to tell you my story here in a bit. I hope I have time here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's the early detection that is the key to the survival of this disease. And it used to be 50, and now it's 40. We just had a young man. He was 45 years old, and he's stage 3. So I mean, it's 40 is the new is when you should start getting your PSA test.
Yep.
And you have to pay for it, but I mean, it's about the only thing us guys have, and it's very important. It's like I said, it's saving lives out there all the time. It's
And see, let me interrupt you for a sec there, Ben. I was just at a meeting with the Horticultural Club tonight, and I was talking about the Ride for Dad. A lot of people don't even know what it is. And, you know, you say you're trying to raise money for prostate cancer, and they kind of look at you. And I said, right now, it's, what did you say, like 75, 80% is for awareness, not for the cure. It's for awareness, because so many men out there don't even know about it because their doctors don't tell them anything, and the only way they're going to find out is through guys like you.
Yeah, I think though, Heiko, just a little bit of a correction. I think that maybe non-bikers don't follow. Like, there's a lot of campaigns around Ride for Dad, and it's very, very well known. So I don't want to downplay that. And if you're in an organized bike community, you know it through and through. Like, I mean, it's an amazing cause, and it's very, very popular. So, but yeah, I think people who have never heard of it are just very, just sort of not in tune with life in general. But or should I say, idiots?
Ben, do you ride a spider?
What?
No.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, I was going to.
He asked you if you ride a spider.
No, I drive a motorcycle.
Thank you, but
Not a Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with spiders.
No. There's a form of wheels on a road, but
whatever gets you in the wind, buddy. Whatever gets you in the wind. As far as I'm concerned.
But Ben, your point about prostate cancer, what I didn't know was that I guess they can detect through blood work now, right? So, and I didn't know this because I went in for some tests about maybe a month and a half ago. And on the order, there was a second page and it said, prostate exam. So I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't realize I was getting that. So then, of course, I went to freshen up and then I'm thinking, well, the old check with the rubber gloves and everything. It's like they don't do it that way anymore. The first test is, through blood work, and I had no idea. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I wasn't really planning, and nobody bought me dinner or candle. It's like, I'm just gonna get violated here, and I wasn't expecting it. But anyway, it was She said, no, it's just blood work. We're good. Because they did my blood work, and then I said, so what about this prostate? Who's going to do that? And she said, oh, no, it's already done. It's in the blood work. So no hassle. You just, communicate with your doctor, early detection. And it came out fine. I was good. So
good.
Apparently it's a decent little nut down there. So.
The physical exam is still favored by a lot of doctors, and is still something that is done on a regular basis. I mean, but what they're looking for is an enlarged prostate when they do that, and it's not an accurate exam for prostate cancer. I was personally. Every couple of years after turning 40-some, because cancer runs in my family, my mom passed away from bowel cancer. I was going in for checkups, and one of the things was the physical exam. And I was always told, you're fine. But again, they're looking for an enlarged prostate, and that is not always the case with prostate cancer. So I don't know if you guys know, but prostate cancer might not even have any symptoms. You may have it and not even have symptoms.
Right.
Some of the symptoms are, constant urination, getting up in the middle of the night a lot. That was one of the major ones for me.
Okay.
There are many more.
Getting up a lot? Like what's getting up a lot? Like I'm okay.
Two, three times a night. Two or three times a night.
Okay. Because like I'm turning 49 this year, right? So I have been checked a couple times. Yeah, no,
have you got one?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had colonoscopies, the whole deal. Like,
That's not a colonoscopy.
No. I have been checked. Like I've had everything. Like I've my bottom end has been well looked after.
Okay, glad to hear that.
And I try not to. I always tell you, like my girlfriend, you can't go past the second knuckle. So.
I'd like to get back to what Heiko said earlier, but he said a lot of doctors don't mention the PSA test. It's something that's very strange to me, but I've run into it. I've talked hundreds of guys into getting their PSA test. And I had one guy come up to me and said his doctor would not send him to one. He was 50 years old. And I said, no, he was 52. And I said, what do you mean? She said, oh, just won't do it. You don't need it. And I told him, I said, you go back and tell her you don't want one, demand one, or go to a clinic and get it done, because you definitely need to get it done. But this is the ideology out there. I mean, I remember, and if you don't mind, I'll just get right into my story, if that's okay. Yeah. Because we started talking about some of the symptoms, and one of the symptoms that I had was constant urination. And what would happen is I'd get up in the middle of the night and I would go to the bathroom. And it wouldn't be much, but it was enough to get me up. And a lot of times I couldn't go back to sleep, and I didn't have an iPad to play solitaire on or whatever back in. We're talking 10 years ago, almost 11 now. Yeah. And so I would go down. I would come downstairs here and I'd turn the TV on. So on this particular night, it was about a week before my physical, and I had gone religiously every 2 years before that, and I would get checked physically and was told you were fine, even though I kept telling my doctor I'm having these issues. And he says, no, you're fine. Okay. So I got up in the middle of the night, and I don't know, I turned on the TV, and you're just vegging, you're just flicking channels. I stopped on this obscure channel, and I don't know why I did it. And just then a commercial came on, and I heard the word prostate cancer. And I don't know what made me stop and listen, but I stopped and listened to this commercial. And they talked about a blood test to screen you for prostate cancer. And I'm like, oh, I did. I was 58 years old. I had no idea, because my doctor never told me about this. I had no idea about a PSA test. So anyway, I said, oh, that just stuck in my head. I went back to bed, and I said, okay. The following week, I went to my doctor, had for different tests and that. He gave me the physical exam. He said, you're fine. As I'm sitting there, I'm saying to him, I said, well, what about this blood test for prostate cancer? And he says, oh, PSA test. Yeah, they're not always reliable, but that will send you for one. Now, when I say they're not always reliable, I want to tell you right now, it's like a PSA test may give you a high PSA if you have an infection of some kind, bladder infection or whatever, or you've had the physical exam. It will never give you a low PSA if you have cancer, but you may get a high PSA. What they do then is they give you some antibiotics, wait some time, and give you another PSA test. So anyway, I just want to interrupt that. So anyway, I went, he said, he's filling out the papers, and as he's filling it out, he says, oh, I said, you know what? If they ask you to tell me you have problems with your prostate, that way you don't have to pay. Well, I've never paid for a PSA test, which is ironic. But anyway, I went and got my PSA test. It was the next day. I come home from work, and there's a message on my phone from my doctor himself, not his nurse, himself. And Ben, I want you to come in right away. You don't need an appointment. You don't have to wait. As soon as you show up, they'll show you right in. Rather ominous. Anyway, I go see him. He said my PSA was 23. It should be around 4, no 4. It was 23. And I want to say, he didn't look me in the eye. And he never looked me in the eye again for almost 2-3 years after that, but I'll get to that part. Anyway, so he sends me he says sometimes it elevates from the physical exam, blah, blah, blah. So I go take another one. It came back, it was 18 or 19, I'm not quite sure. Sent me to a specialist, had a biopsy. I had 10 out of the 12 samples came back with cancer. Now, when I went to the specialist, here's something. I went to the specialist. The first thing he did was give me the physical exam. And as soon as he did, he goes, "Oh, yeah." I said, "What do you mean, oh, yeah?" And he says, "You don't have an enlarged prostate, but it's a little firm on the one side." So anyway, that was the only indication. Because I asked him, I said, "Why couldn't my doctor tell us they're not looking for that?
Wow.
They're looking for an enlarged prostate." So anyway, I go get the biopsy done, blah, blah, blah. I get back to specialist, and my only option was a radical prostatectomy, and where they remove all the nerves, everything, because it was stage 3. It was like, if I'd have waited another year, I wouldn't be here talking to you fellas.
Wow.
So I go back and see my doctor, and I tell him, and I said, and I told him, and I'm not going to mention his name here, but I told him, I said, for Christ's sake, I said, you got to tell all your guys, at that time was 50, we're talking 11 years ago, 50 years older, to take this PSA test. And he shakes his head like this, and he's looking down. I'm telling you, he looked me in the eye for 2-3 years. He says, "Yeah, you know what he said to me?" He says, "Yeah, my doctor makes me get one." That's what he said. That's what he said to me. His doctor made him get a PSA test, but he wasn't getting his own patients get a PSA test.
Wow.
So needless to say, I just kind of got up and I walked out of there before I just lost it anyway. But I mean, I don't know what's made me stop that night, that obscure channel, and listen to that commercial. I like to believe it was my beloved departed mother guiding me, or someone that said it's not your time yet. You got to hang in here a little longer. Because if I hadn't seen that commercial, and that's why I am so such an advocate for the awareness part of the Ride for Dad. And the research is fantastic, and I will just say one little blurb. At this year's ride, we will be donating a check for $50,000 to Sunnybrook Hospital for prostate cancer research.
Good.
Yeah, 40% of that is coming from our chapter. There's some coming from another chapter, but that we're going to be donating that on our ride this year. And
that's amazing.
Yeah. And we are our chapter, because of my story or what, but we donate about 60% of the monies that we collect towards awareness. And you might have heard some commercials on radio. We have some beautiful handouts that are if you get me one of those, I'll put it up to the guys. That we're going to be handing out at rallies and what have you. They're just a great, like an in-your-face in the room over here, about getting the test, PSA test, and how it saves life. And the only thing I can say, to end all that, is like, everybody that's listening, if you know someone 40 years of age or older, and or you guys yourselves, get your PSA test, because it just might save your life, because it definitely saved mine.
Nice.
Nice.
And see there, Stephanie Ann just says too, she said, go and get both. Get the blood test and the physical test, right? Your health is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just for Stephanie's benefit, I think I'm just going to do the blood test from now on, because every time I went in for the physical one, my doctor never used his finger. He always used his thumb. And I just didn't think that was fair. Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean? Every time the doctor gave me
one, I don't know.
Every time the doctor gave me one, he had both hands on my shoulders.
Can you guys see that? Can you guys, that is
Oh
one
my God,
side.
Derek.
That is one side of the brochure that we're going to be handing out. And basically what it says, one day she may ask you to walk her down the aisle. Make sure you're there to say yes. Encourage men in your life to get a simple blood test. That's what it says right there. And
That's
on the back,
awesome.
it has some more information. It's on a hard drive. This is the stuff this is a part of the stuff that we are trying to do to get the awareness out and coming on this show. And first of all, I actually neglected to do that. Thank you so much for having me on here. Hi, Phil, my nephew. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's just so important. I don't know. Did I do something? Oh, no, Ride for Dad. There we go.
Nope.
We did that. Thank you very much. Our ride is on June 10th. We are going out of Blackstock Motorsports. I'm always looking. I'm the volunteer coordinator. I'm the volunteer coordinator. I'm always looking for volunteers. So
yes, Derek. It used to be Asselstein's.
Yes. It's Blackstock Motorsports. It used to be Asselstein's. Yeah, and they've been our home last year, and it was a great venue. And we'll be back there again. That'll be our home moving forward. They're very good to us. It's a very convenient place. Like I say, this year we got a live band. There's going to be 50-50 draws, silent auctions, all kinds of prizes for the riders, and barbecue. What there?
Kicks 96.
Oh, Kicks 96 will be there. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's really it's a real fun day. If you ride, great. If you don't, if you want to come out and just support, that's great. Like I said, I'm always looking for volunteers. You can get my contact information through Heiko if you want. And but that's just about it for me, guys. I don't know if I think I've hit all the high notes. I'll answer questions if you want.
One other thing I wanted to mention is next Saturday, which is I think June the 3rd, there is in Bob Cajun. It's the Bob Cajun Bike Fest, and you guys are going to have a booth there, right?
We'll be there.
So if anybody's interested, wants to get a brochure or something, or talk to Ben or anybody else, go there. Go to the Bob Cajun Bike Fest.
Thank you, Heiko. We'll be there. Yeah. We'll have a booth set up. We've got a Ride for Dad tent. My truck will be parked there, and the other bikes. And
is that your bike there?
Yeah, there's my bike right there. You got me fit right up there. Yeah.
You don't drive a Spider.
Oh hell no! The Spider's got two wheels in the front.
That's a tri-glide, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't I tell you it had a name, but I didn't know what it was? It's a tri-glide. There you go, buddy.
I threw that out there. Any of you guys getting thirsty?
George, maybe you can play a tune for us there, George. Because we're thirsty as hell. Cheers.
Cheers,
and I gotta say, cheers to Stephanie Ann. You've been missing from our show for a long time. I'm so happy you're back. Cheers to you, girl.
Haven't seen you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
piss you off.
Stephanie's a retired healthcare professional, and so she's she's been around that whole thing for years and years. So she's do both the blood testing and physical exam. The blood test I recall it being, I think it was about $30, but
it's something like that.
Yeah,
who cares,
you know
right?
What?
Yeah, who cares?
Here's the irony of this.
And
if you've never been diagnosed or anything, you never had a problem with prostate, you have to pay for it. As soon as you have a problem, you don't have to pay for it anymore. I mean, I never understood that. But anyway.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand our healthcare system anyways.
No, I don't understand people sometimes, because any guy will go into a bar and get a beer for $9 or $10. They'll buy a pack of smokes for $15 or $16 or $18, right? But when they go, you got to get a prostate exam, it's going to cost $30 to go. Oh, $30? It's like, come Come on.
Michael, I'm surprised how many guys did say something like that to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, once I explained what the story, I mean, like I said, I've talked a couple hundred guys into getting their PSA test. I'm up to 7. I'm up to 7 now. 2 of them had to have radical prostatectomies like myself. There's a couple others that have had different procedures, and there's a few that are on a watch list. But
Right.
the majority, obviously, have come back, and a lot of them come back to me and said, thank you so much for telling me your story, telling me, because now I have that peace of mind. And also the guys that didn't get the best of news were appreciative, because at least they knew where they stood. And if they had waited, they wouldn't. Because I swear, another year, less than a year, I wouldn't be here. And
It's not necessarily really fast. Like, you can have it for a while.
Oh, absolutely. I'd had it for years. I mean, it's a slow growing cancer. And I'll tell you some of that, and this is off subject a little bit, but when I was in the hospital recovering from the surgery, they had volunteers come in, because a lot of guys have a lot of difficulty adjusting and getting used to life after surgery. I wasn't one of them. I'm a bit of a realist. I just, okay, I'm here and get on with it, but a lot of, and I've dealt with a few guys that had some very severe emotional problems trying to live with the aftermath. But the fellow that came in and talked to me, he said during the Vietnam War, they were having all these young men come home, unfortunately being killed over there. And they decided what they wanted to do. They wanted to find out if exactly, how they died, if there was drugs involved, whatever. They were doing research.
Agent Orange.
They were doing autopsies, right? And they found out that I think it was like 5% of these young men in their early 20s already had prostate cancer.
Wow.
And this is it. It's there. That young, you'll know, but it takes years and years. You get up to 40, 50 before it gets to the point where it starts to create more problems than what it is.
Right.
So it's there, and it's a fact of life, and we have to get the word out, and we have to get tested. So the PSA test is the only thing that really is going to give you an accurate, and if you'll hear doctors say this, it's not accurate. And like I said before, and I don't understand why they make this comment, because it only errs on the side of caution. It'll only say you have a high PSA if you have an infection. It will never say you have a low PSA if you have cancer. That's the bottom line.
Ben, what causes this type of cancer? Is it just
I have no idea. I really
don't know.
They really don't.
They're
They
doing
don't know.
research for that, but they say if there's a good cancer to get, this is it.
This is it.
And most people will not die from prostate cancer, but the problem is it spreads to the bones, to the brain, to all the other organs. So it's a very slow, non-aggressive.
But again, it's one that you need to detect early, so that it does not spread to other parts of your body. Correct.
I want to tell you something. I just asked Cindy if I could mention this, but we just lost someone very close to her, us both. My pops, her dad, lost him last fall. He was 93 years old. We celebrated his 93rd birthday in hospital. He had cancer in his liver and bones, and you'll never guess where that cancer originated. In his
prostate.
I've been preaching this for the last 10, 11 years, but, and I think it was the age thing or whatever, but he never bothered getting tested.
But we'd asked And they said they
Isn't
wouldn't.
it
And we
crazy
asked,
though?
I asked, I've been quite an advocate. Heiko, yourself. I think I asked you almost every time to see you. And, but anyway, it must have fell on deaf ears there. But at 93 had a good run, but still, that's what took him. And or he may still be here today. But I mean, it's taken people a lot younger than that. I mean,
to live that long and be taken of cancer, you know what I mean? I just lived 93 years without it, and then that's what takes you. That's the same
Wild,
thing.
eh?
My granddad was 94 when he passed, and that was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It he got taken by cancer. And it's like, oh my God! After you survived the Second World War, you raised your family, you've been through the Depression, and you live to 94 and die of cancer.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's kind of sad a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It is. I can understand now why you got some people become grumpy old men.
Well, I think
there's Ben there. I call him UB, Uncle Ben. I hear that lovely voice that's talking beside
AC's right here.
and that's AC and Cindy.
Yeah.
Everyone's abbreviated in our family.
I think though, on a positive note, like the Ride for Dad, it said it on the screen before I shut that down. It was raised since 2000 $36 million.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, 37
million.
Yeah.
Okay, 37 million. But the upside is that the early detection, no cancer is good cancer. I can pretty much attest to that. But but undetected, it's
this is what the most curable one there is from them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a silent
detected
killer.
early enough.
Yeah, definitely a silent killer. And I'm diabetic, and the getting up in the middle of the night, if I'm not controlling my sugar, it's definitely going to happen 2 to 3 times. So I often, before I went and got my test, I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm 56, and maybe this is telling me something. And it was a relief to get that test done. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm maybe a little bit put off and sad that I don't get the finger treatment anymore, but
you pig.
Come on over, Ringo, just you, bud.
I'm sure I can go get that from Derek anytime.
Yeah.
No, but
hey,
be serious about it.
It's now, man.
It's so easy to do, right?
It's funny. I don't have a prostate, and I don't miss that at all. I just what is
wow.
I've had it.
She didn't go deep enough.
I was terrified. So. I couldn't walk.
Yeah, after I had my radical prostatectomy, they went the extra mile. I had hormone treatments.
Yep.
For almost a year. Which basically put me into female menopause. It takes you, I lost all the hair in my chest, my face, and hot flashes, the whole 9 yards. My sisters out there, I know what you're going through. I tell you, it's horrible. It is horrible. But that was one of the treatments, and the other one was radiation treatments. And it was radiation treatments, and all this. What I'm getting at is there's a lot of treatments out there, but the radiation treatments, I'm not that big down below, and it fried my hip. I ended up having to get a hip replacement, and that's why I'm on 3 wheels instead of 2 wheels. But anyway, but when back, this is 11 years ago. I am now 11 years cancer free, knock on wood.
Congratulations.
And they are what there? Oh, thank you very much. You have to forgive me. I'm a little hard of hearing.
It's all good.
And the treatments have changed. There is many more choices out there for guys. They've made great progress in the research part of prostate cancer. I know several guys that. I think in my position where I was, it's still the only option. But if you're not as far gone, there's a lot of different options for you that still give you a normal life afterwards. So, it's that's all part of the research part, which we're very proud to be part of. But like I said, and my committee is like-minded, which I'm very very happy to say, is that it's the awareness is that we think that is where we are going to save more lives and get guys tested. And if we could do that, and if we've reached one guy here tonight, that's we've done our job. And what we want to do is like one at a time.
Yeah. Because again, it's wild how many men don't know about it. They've never even really heard about it. You know, you hear the word, but go get checked. Go get checked. It's just a blood test, and they're like, what?
Yeah. You know, right next year, one of our new committee people have come up with a fantastic idea. I think they maybe have tried this in Ottawa. It is in Ottawa, and we're going to try to get one of the hospitals on board, and where we're going to have a walk-in clinic, and guys could just walk in and get tested, and hopefully get tested cost-free. We're going to try to get
oh my God, that's amazing.
Someone to kind of support that, and it's something we're looking into. Hopefully we can get it together. Hope we can get some support from some clinic or whatever we got to do that. But it takes away that excuse that you were talking about, Heiko. And so that's it. These are some of the awareness things, some of the other things we're working on. But the ride is our thing. We are the Durham Ride, and it's a fun ride. Heiko's been on it several times. He's going to be on again this year. And
where do you go?
Well, it changes up. We go up around the corner. We used to go right around Rice Lake, and that's changed up. I don't think we try to shorten it, because what we're trying to do is enjoy the ride, but get everybody back to the ride site, back to Blackstock, so we can have the barbecue and have the prizes and have everything. So we've shortened it that way. But we've increased the poker stop. It's a poker run. I want to explain that. You guys know poker run is where you get a card at the beginning of the ride, and then every stop you get to pick a card, and at the end of the ride you can buy 2 more cards for $5 each to get your best poker hand. The best poker hand wins a prize. And that's a poker run. And it's just a little bit of added fun to it. Well, there's all kinds of prizes, and we got souvenirs, a great souvenir shop set up, and live band, barbecue. We're going to make some presentations. We're going to have some of our longtime sponsors there. The Lions Club West Oshawa. Lions Club's going to be there making the presentation. And I'll be getting up saying a few words. We have several survivors involved in the ride. One other sits on the committee with me, and we'll all be getting up and saying a few words. Trying to not to everyone, but anyway, I think it's about it for me, fellas. I guess
that's okay. We're just gonna shoot the shit for a bit. And it's funny because one of the guys, I had somebody sponsor me tonight for the Ride for Dad, and he was talking about these guys that want to go. They go to a coffee shop, have a coffee, and a donut, and that's it. And he goes, "When I get on my bike, I want to go for a ride." So he's never heard about the Ride for Dad. He didn't know it was local. So I explained everything to him, and he goes, what if I just want to go and ride? I said, well, you just pay a fee. I'm not sure, but I think it was like $50 or $40 or something like that.
It's 40.
Yeah.
Registration's 40 online there.
And 50 on
there you go. So you pay $40. So you get to go on the ride with everybody, which is a couple hours long. You get a barbecue. There's prizes, And that's it. So he looked at me and goes, really? So he's coming
Oh,
to
good.
the Ride for Dad. Yeah.
Good.
Because he didn't know anything about it, but he just wants to go and ride because
It's
he
a
doesn't
fun
like
ride. Yeah.
to stop at the coffee shop. And I said, we do the Kawarthas. It's a poker run. We're out for a couple hours. And there you go. So we got one more.
Yeah. Our poker stop are Lindsay Cycle, and then we have Classy Chassis, and then we're at Curb Lake, the gas station at Curb Lake, and then we're at Bob Cajun, Tim Hortons Bob Cajun, and then we're back to Blackstock. So we've added one poker stop this year with Lindsay Cycle,
Right
and so like I said, it's a real fun day. A lot of people really like it. Oh yeah. Oh, and one other, just a quickie. You can get big pledges. With every $200 of pledges, you get a ticket for a brand new BMW motorcycle. BMW is sponsoring us. Yeah,
Nice.
it's a pretty slick looking bike. Do you have it in here? No, I don't have a picture of the bike, unfortunately. I think it's on the new shirt. But BMW is sponsoring us in that regard. They got us.
That's amazing.
But yeah,
amazing.
so a little bit of incentive to get some sponsors. Anything $20 and over will generate a tax receipt. And 100. That's one thing. 100% of the money that we collect in pledges, like Heiko said, someone pledged that supported him. 100% of that money goes towards research and awareness. When we get the corporate sponsorships, I think it's about 80% goes towards research and awareness. But there's obviously something has to be paid. Something has to pay for this stuff and what have you, the press and what have you.
Right.
So we have that, and so it's. If you donate, at least you know the money's going somewhere. And like I said, we're making a presentation at the ride this year. We're giving $50,000 to Sunnybrook Hospital. And the money that we raise here in Durham stays in the Durham GTA area. Yeah, stays right in our area. And that's also it doesn't go anywhere else. It stays right here. So that's it. It is good to know. A lot of people like to hear that stuff for sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
And what I'm going to do this year too is, yes, we have the Ride for Dad coming up, but after that, I'm going to be planning a lot of little day trips, and hopefully you can join us, UB, and whoever else has a bike out there. I'm going to post it on Facebook or whatever when I'm heading out, and we're going to go for lunch or go for dinner or just take off for a couple hours on our bikes. So I hope people join us. I think it'll be fun.
Well,
and I'll tell you this right now, that one of our stops, maybe a couple times this year, is going to be Country Stop Burger in Ballantree.
Very good.
I'll tell you, that guy just has the food figured out. The burgers are good. The fish and chips are good. He has souvlaki. Look at that.
Wow.
Boom. Holy shit, Ringo, you're on the ball. Look at that. Bam. That's a holy shit, that's a kick-ass burger. We're also having look at that. Look at this place. It looks like a freaking car sales place, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Looks like you need roller skate girls.
He wanted to do that, but it's just a thought right now. Oh shit, this is the hamburger eating contest. The hamburger, there was a hamburger, fries, and onion rings, and a milkshake. And we put the hamburger on the scale. I don't have the picture. I think it was like 2.5 pounds. five patties, 15 slices of cheese, and was it half a pound of bacon on a burger. It was insane. It was how many is on that? 1, 2, 3, 2 more patties. So picture that. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
I feel my heart
massive
already.
Yeah.
They had to put spears in it so it would stand up. But we're going to do that again this year. We're planning a burnout contest. And again, if you're anywhere near Country Stop Burger this coming Sunday, there's going to be hot rods and cars there. It's the place to hang out in the summer. And hopefully we can all get together for the first time, maybe, all in the same room or same place.
Yeah.
You guys, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's been wild, man. We've been doing this for years, and we've never actually been together in the same room.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's always one of us missing.
Yeah.
So.
George like got knocked out by a closet or something.
A dresser next to the bed. Yeah.
Dresser
Gave me a
knocked
black
out.
eye. Yeah.
Poltergeist hit him. Then another time, Heiko, he ended up throwing a leg or something, and blew a rod.
Yeah, blew a
I
nut.
don't know who Rod is, but
Oh my goodness!
Blew a tie rod.
5 o'clock comes early.
Hey, and if you want to stay healthy, if you want to be good, you got to eat these. Look at that. Can you see what that says?
Like
Wasabi peas.
yeah, burn your arse piece.
Have a few packs of these every night, boys. That'll clean out your colon.
You just showed us a burger that was a foot high.
I was just gonna say,
Talk about eating. Wait a minute.
just inject it straight into my bloodstream. Save
Oh
it
my
the time. You
Wait,
I
know?
wish I could.
Was it? It's estrogen that they were giving you? Wait,
Uncle Ben?
What's that?
Yeah, Uncle Ben. It was estrogen that they were giving you. Is that what they were when they said you went menopause?
The hormone treatments?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. All I know was like a $1,400 needle I got every month.
Wow.
And thank God I had a drug plan because it was what it did is it just drove my testosterone completely out of my body right down to zero.
Wow.
And like I say, I lost the hair off my face, it was quite an experience. That thankfully it all. Oh,
Yeah, and your voice was a little higher.
yeah.
You never
Well,
know.
is your wife there? Is your wife? Can she hear us?
Yes.
Yeah. Hang on, I lost you, Hank.
Miss Uncle Ben, Aunt Ben.
Hang on, guys, I lost you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Well, we still see you.
Okay,
All
I had to bring in tech support.
I think you hit a
I hit the button. I hit something I shouldn't have hit.
Okay. So your
Yeah,
wife,
so I really don't want to know what it was called. All I know is what it did. It lasted for, I think, a little over a year. And then after that dust settled, then I got into the radiation treatments. But that is about the max. I mean, like I said, when I had the radical prostatectomy, they took the nerves, they took everything. And the reason they did that was because 10 out of the 12 samples was so much cancer. The surgeon just wanted to make sure, and I'm so glad he did, because it's 11 years later, and I'm still here. So,
Good.
but I couldn't tell you exactly what it was that I was getting.
I was going to ask your wife if you were easier or harder to get along with.
He was very sympathetic to me.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
What's to come?
Me and my sisters, I know they were. You know what? I'll tell you something. My hot flash was so bad I couldn't sleep. I this is what these ladies are going through. It's absolutely terrible because you're freezing 1 minute, sweating the next, and emotions are up and down all over the place. Yeah. They gave me medication to help control my hot flashes. Wow. The medication they gave me is what they give to women suffering the side effects of chemotherapy, and to ease the side effects, this gave me the same drugs they gave them, and it did. It helped a lot. Right. But I have great sympathy and for the ladies that what they go through, because I've been there, done that. But fortunately,
I can represent ladies.
Yes.
Look at that. Do you see the ticker tape at the bottom? Get your PSA test today.
Yeah.
Live to ride. Ride to live.
Oh, that's awesome.
So does
Awesome.
Ride for Dad also do snowmobiles too? A snowmobile?
Yes, thank you very much for mentioning that. They have watercraft,
Yep.
they have snowmobiles, and ATVs, and what? Yeah, and motorcycles. Yeah, there's
So-
a four group there,
I
and the motorcycles was the first, and it is the most widely used. But there are some groups out there raising money in different ways, whatever people like to do. A lot of people like just four wheels. So,
Yeah.
yes, there are those rides out there. Yes.
Yeah, no, I remember.
That's very cool.
I used to work for a motorsports company, and I believe one of the guys there. I thought it was Ride for Dad, and it was. I know it was for prostate cancer because he
That would
was.
be it.
Yeah, he was telling us about it, but yeah, it was.
What were you going to say?
If you go on to ridefordad.ca and then you can choose your mode of transportation.
Okay.
There, and then it'll tell you what rides are coming, what chapters hold different rides.
Yeah, and if you do the Ride for Dad in Germany, they also have tanks. You could drive tanks.
Right for Dad about us. I knew I liked Derek. It's that Right for Dad literature right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So breakfast buffet, pre-register $25. Fundraiser buffet, hometown grill, 9 to 11, plus pickup kit early registration, and then this is for May 27th.
Yeah, because I don't know whose ride that is. That's not ours.
Yeah, that's not your one. Never mind. But that's the Ottawa Ride for Dad.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's June 3rd. Sorry, that one's there. Right, June 3rd.
Yeah.
I think this pre-registration. I think that's what this one was.
It saves you some money if you pre-register,
Yeah.
and it's a little cheaper. What is it?
$10.
It's $10 cheaper
online.
if you register online before the ride. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So if you're like me, a cheapskate, and you want to save $10 for instead of giving it to cancer, you know what I mean? You can register early, you cheap bastard.
No, I'm good. I got like a week and a half to go, and tonight I got $95 just tonight.
Nice.
Right
So-
on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Gonna go out there and kick some ass.
How much are your pledges? You take anything, Hike?
Yeah, anything.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to George too. He's been awful quiet.
I'm listening. I'm a great listener.
You are. George.
Sorry, what was that?
You are a great listener.
I am.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I've been taught
appreciate
well.
that.
I've been taught by
I
some of the
appreciate
best. But yeah, no.
But-
yeah.
But for the guys that like bikes, it's a unique thing. Like, I'm so happy Ride for Dad has snowmobiles and water sports and all the other stuff too. But bikes are bikes, and when you're going down the road on a bike, you got this little signal, right? And bikers going the other way, they'll signal you. We're out in a boat, you get that too with boats, and snowmobiles, you get that too. Everybody likes their sports, right?
Yeah.
And UB and I, like Ben, we've done a lot of riding together over the last couple of years. We've gone out to the East Coast, and there's just memories you have of riding the roads together with the curves by the ocean and the hills, and it's just a great thing to do. And now, for a good cause, you're getting a couple hundred bikes together, and you're going to go ride around the Kawarthas. I just think it's just a super cool thing to do.
The biking community,
It's a sense of community.
on the whole, are a very generous lot.
Yes.
The biking community are all about going on rides and seeing. There's a lot of people plan their whole summer for weekend rides right across. They come across from the East Coast. We got people from all over the place come out to the ride, and it's just there's a community out there, and they're it's one thing I've noticed. They're a very generous and a very caring lot, and it's nice to be associated with those people.
Well, if you're on a bike and you need a hand, no matter where you are, if you see another person on a bike, they will help you.
There's a if you pick your helmet and lay it
Put it behind
on the side of the road beside your bike, I'd be hard to believe another bike wouldn't stop, because that's usually the universal sign that you need help, and they will stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
I ride dirt bikes, right? I'm like a trail rider. I'm like I like flying through forests and flying in and out of trees, right? There's just something about riding in general that doesn't matter whether you ride a Harley or you ride a tri-glide or right. Just being out on a bike, you can be with 1,000 people. You can be with 10,000 people. I used to go out in groups in Ganaraska, right? And we'd go out with 15, 20 guys. You can go out with that many people, but you're by yourself, right?
Yeah.
People don't get that. It doesn't matter how many people you're with. As much as that you're with other people, you're by yourself. Everything you do is for you.
Yeah.
Except for when you see like ringing behind you, clutch and
you got it. You're right. You're by yourself, but you're doing it with a group. And up here in, I don't want to badmouth my own country, but I find riding in the U.S. is a lot different than riding in Canada. Oh, and we've done some tours down there, like UB and I with our group of buddies. And you get to towns, you're out in the country, it doesn't matter where you are, and weird things will happen, and you don't notice them at the time, but you think about it after. You go, holy shit. Like you're going down a 2-lane highway in the middle of nowhere, and we're making a left. There's no lights, there's no stop sign, there's no nothing, but they see a lead bike with a bunch of bikes behind them. Do you know what? Everybody fucking stops and lets all the bikes go.
Unless you're in Toronto.
I know. We've had that happen in the U.S. so many times.
Yeah.
Even in town, the lights will change, red for us, green for everybody stays put. Let all the bikes go. It's a respect thing, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
Right? Am I right or wrong? But it's just so cool, right?
I have a question for you guys being road riders. Okay, I had this the other night. Sometimes I'm a people watcher and stuff. So when I'm driving, I notice a lot of shit on the roads, and I am very alert of bikes. Right, I have a lot of friends who ride. When I see cars riding the ass of a motorcycle, it fucking infuriates me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Like I've literally cut people off so they're not doing it anymore. Not like cut them off, but you know what I mean? Like, and just fucking slow down, and then you get in front of them. And yeah, just to back them off. Now, not being a road rider, is that something I should do? Or is that something I should just like go fucking what an asshole and ride by you guys? Although I never pass a pack of motorcycles myself.
It's funny what happens when you're out there in a group. And we are a perfect example. A lot of the trips I did, I would be lead bike. Just because I'm just good with directions and shit. But Ben, you be there. We called him Tail Gunner. And he would be the guy in the back, the last bike in the group.
Yeah.
But the shit he would do is like I would signal. I'd be way up ahead. There's bikes in between us. And I would signal to make a lane change. And UB would do the same and block traffic so all the rest of our group could all be together. And he did so many cool things as we rode together. And that's why I love riding with him. Call him Tail Gunner, Champ, whatever you want to call him. But he's got everybody's back. Mm-hmm. And when your wife is on a motorcycle in front of him, you know he's got her back, and it's just a good feeling. And you enjoy your day, you ride together, you have a great time, but we're always looking out for each other.
Yeah.
Derek, I don't know if that answers your question, Derek, but I mean, anybody watching my 6, I appreciate it. If
Yep.
somebody's riding my ass and somebody wants to come in and intervene with that, I appreciate it. Whether I'm tail gunner or somebody's looking after my six, I appreciate it. And I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I've knocked on a car door or two in my time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting world out there, and it's funny because there are people that will, especially if you're doing the 401 or something, and the pack, it's tough because somebody's gonna. It's like they get blinders. They're being deliberate and ignorant, right, and just trying to cut right into the pack. So, but
I'll fucking show these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was a tail gunner for a while and did that and road captain.
It's awesome.
Yeah, the tail gunner role, actually, I would just fly up to the front and just kind of block. I'd be a blocker, right? And so if I saw a car coming in like that, I literally, it was highly illegal, but I'd go up and just get right in between the car, which was very dangerous. I don't recommend any of it, but when you've got a pack of 40 bikes or 50 bikes, and what we usually do is we would have, you'd have the road captain, and then you have all these secondaries, right? So that
what the fuck was that?
So if you broke up the pack somehow, Derek wants to go to bed. That's what
I didn't touch nothing. Blame it on.
Stop touching the buttons, guys.
So yeah,
I think you know what? This summer, I think George needs to get a bike because he's been so quiet, absorbing all this talk.
I've been tested. I've had even an ultrasound back in March. So I'm fascinated by it. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get guys to do it because there's a stigma attached to it, right?
I thought you said get a bike.
Yeah, so did I. I thought he said.
I said get a bike.
We're not talking about your bum no more, George.
We don't give a shit about your. We don't care about your backside. We're saying a bike.
If I wanted a bike, I would have had one a long time ago.
That's right. George knows what George.
So I've always said to myself that I want to get my license before I turn 50, right? Because I've rode lots of bikes, and I've been on like a lot.
I'm just cutting down the odds. I've lasted this long, so I want to last a bit longer. So I'm just cutting down the odds. You know what I mean?
Hey, but here's the thing, right? A bike may not. What are the odds of getting into a serious fatal bike accident versus getting prostate cancer? I think your odds are unfortunately higher to get prostate cancer and die from it if it's.
I drive to Markham. I'm not sure about that.
How's that for a segue? Right, camera 1, camera 2. Right? I can be doing commercials for you, Ben, and maybe I can write a little song about it. Somehow,
here's a little song I wrote. I'm gonna go get the PSA poke.
Hey,
take your ass up.
I just had a brain fart. I just remembered something. I wanted to tell Ringo this the last couple of shows, but it just you weren't there or nothing happened.
Sure.
Totally off the bike topic.
Okay.
But I watched the entire series of Snowflake Mountain.
Oh, you did, eh?
Oh my God. Ringo told me, he says, I watched this, you gotta watch it. Mm-hmm. Uncle Ben, look it up. Snowflake Mountain.
Snowflake Mountain. Okay.
Yeah. Look it up. It's only one season. It's just 1 year. It's one story.
You know what?
And it's all these young kids that we call snowflakes. Yeah. And what their parents did is they were sending them on vacation to this high-end freaking resort somewhere, right? So the kids all went, and the kids all found out they weren't going to no high-end resort. They put them way out in the middle of nowhere in the bush and made them learn survival shit. And,
wow.
Oh, the show is just, you just want to beat the shit out of these kids.
Absolutely.
You gotta watch this show. It's unbelievable. Snowflake Mountain. Watch it. It's very entertaining.
Okay, we'll check it out.
Thanks for recommending that, Ringo. That was pretty funny. My wife and I watched it together.
Well, we're
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're kind of into
So look at,
overtime, but yeah. The whole snowflake thing, it's where is it here? Let's see here. So this
you know what a
is
snowflake is, right, Uncle Ben?
Oh, yeah. We're wrapping up here, are we? Oh, here we got a definition.
Well, pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Yeah.
He's just trying to find something for us here. He just had a little memory thing happen.
No, it's just it switches tabs. Give me a second here. But yeah, stuff.
Can you do it?
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. You. Oh, nice.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't see Keisha online tonight. What the hell?
So these are the kids from Snowflake Mountain.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Cousin Mike.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can
do any of them survive?
imagine how fun.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? They all have their luggage with them. So they got these giant ass freaking suitcases with wheels in the handle, with all their curling irons and blow dryers and makeup and all their bullshit, right? And what they do is they're going out to the bush, the middle of nowhere. They take all their luggage and they put it in this little wooden trailer. And they wheel it out there and they get them all to the side. And they say, well, the first thing we're going to do is you're not going to have all these belongings that you brought with you, all this stuff. And they light the thing on fire. They burn all their luggage.
Watch that episode.
Yeah.
You got to watch it, man. It's awesome.
Do any of them survive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You can't give it away.
Oh,
spoiler alert!
Okay, one of them survives. Anyway.
Now I don't need to watch it.
No, you and AC got to get together and watch that.
Yes, I'm gonna watch it.
And anybody else who's listening, check it out because it's ridiculous.
All right, we're in overtime, so
are we? All right.
Get ready to charge us
Let
extra.
me begin.
Can I just say one thing? I really thank you to all for putting up with me and listening to my stuff and having me on the show. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Ben, it was great.
Wish you all the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for your story. It's pretty powerful, and you know what? I hope people listen and follow you and get their test.
One at a time.
Seriously.
One guy
at a time.
One at a time, exactly. Yeah.
For a ride for Dad.
Right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you have a bike and you want to join in, you don't have to have sponsors. You can just go there, sign up, get on your bike, and go spend the day with us. Do the tour to the Pope.
Yeah, Blackstock Motorsports, June 10th.
Formerly Times. If you're old like me, that's how you remember it. Oh yeah.
My glasses. Fuck. So just go online and look up Ride for Dad, Durham.
Durham Ride for Dad.
Right, Durham Region Ride for Dad. And it'll have all the info. Blackstock Motorsports. Just show up there and join us for the day. It's fabulous. If you don't, I imagine you can just show up there and do a pledge. I don't know how it all works, but it's a great cause. So if you want to learn more about it before you actually do the Ride for Dad will have a booth at the Bob Cajun Bike Fest, which is June the 3rd in Bob Cajun, downtown Bob Cajun. So show up there, go say hi to Ben and Cindy and the rest of the guys that are there and talk to them. And they might talk you into going for a great ride for the Ride for Dad. Thank you again, UB, for being on the show. I also want to thank our fans that were a part of our show, which is Kathy, number one, as usual, and Susan, James Jr.'s, and Stephanie Ann, who is a long-lost fan that we haven't seen in a while. Thanks for coming back. So, That's it for today, folks. If you enjoyed us, come back here and meet us again. Hang on, let me fix these. Hang on, here we go. Right there. Join us here again next Monday night at 9:30 right here on the Heikadelic Show. Cheers, be good, and go for the ride for Dad. And
Cheers.
cut your stop burger if you're hungry. Holy shit, who's that? Tanya! Wow! All right. Cheers to you too, girl. Thanks for being on the show. I love everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I just
Cheers.
don't like my glasses. What the hell?
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.